You're I haven't even gotten that far yet. I'm like,
Girl,
ugh.
yeah, I am having, just posting that I'm literally having coffee and a protein bar right now.
I mean, that's better than me. I'm just having coffee and there's barely any protein in it.
Oh, yeah, whatever. It's just because I know, because I'm gonna go work out, and I don't know how much time I have in between to get ready, eat, and then go to my session, so I'm like, "Fuck it,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
just eat a protein bar now, coffee." Yeah, that's right, we wake up and have straight coffee.
I mean, normally
Ain't
you
gonna
guys
kill
know it's
you. Ain't gonna
right.
kill you.
Normally it's my protein coffee, but because of my fat loss phase, like I realized I don't want to use my actual protein towards
Right?
a shake
Well,
and powder, so I'd
I
rather eat
know
it.
that that's what I was thinking, like, I don't wanna, drink my protein my liquid calories
Yeah.
right now.
Well, because we dropped
Sorry.
my protein too, that's why. So,
Mhm.
'cause
Okay.
I mean, I won't share how much it is, but it's insanely
Mhm.
high, and,
Oh, it was?
we dropped it. I mean, it's still insanely high, but we dropped it, and I realized, like, us dropping it, basically, it was, like, protein powder or actual, like, more ounces or more portion sizes of actual meat
Food.
with my meals,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, That's kind of a no-brainer, at least for me."
Yeah, exactly, right? Oh
But
my
I'm like,
gosh.
I've got insane bedhead. I went to bed with wet hair,
Oh,
so I don't
yeah.
even know what's happening. Like it's working, but I'm like, "Ooh."
At least you get bedhead. My hair's so fine and thin, I have to, like, tease the shit out of it or do something or, you know.
Well, I went to bed with the worst
Oh,
migraine. Like I didn't even have lashes on, so I had to wake up and I was already dragging ass this
oh,
morning. I got my lashes on because I spent like almost 2 hours on my daughter's hair last night because
oh
she
my
wanted
gosh.
to straighten it. So I don't know
Mhm.
if you heard of the Rev Air. It's like a reverse hair dryer. And
Mm.
it's made for all hair types, but it's really popular with the black and mixed community.
Okay.
Because basically there's a little like tunnel or funnel thing where it sucks the hair in and so it dries it from like root down instead of like, you know how
Mm.
you have like the traditional blow dryer. And so it works lovely. But then of course I had to take a pass at it with a flat iron. So it was like a whole
Mm.
process and it's
Oh, I
still like,
know.
and then I'm reaching out to my lifelines going, okay, her hair is straight now. What do I do with this? Like what?
Oh, yeah. Like, what
I'm
kind of
like,
serums or oils or
well,
whatever
no, like I
products,
knew all
even
that,
to
like
yeah?
it was the how do I protect it so she doesn't botch my 2 hour job when she sleeps.
Does she wear, like, a silk, something silk or whatever that
So
is,
she
or
normally wears like a silk bonnet. So I was
mhm.
reaching out to my lifelines, whoever would answer me at 8 o'clock at night. My,
I would be too. Girl, if I
going,
knew, I'd be telling you.
I mean, I know you would. So I was taking pictures. I was like, okay, this is what it is. Like, what do I do with it now? And so they're like sending me TikTok videos or like YouTube tutorials. And
Aw.
so we kind of
Oh
had
my
to like wing it until I got like
yeah.
everything I needed. But I mean, she woke up this morning and she was like, is it okay? And I was like, hold on. Because, you know, she just rolled out of bed and like pulled it out. And I was like, I don't know
Yeah.
yet. And so I was like, go get me my brush. And I was like, actually, it was fine. So even though it wasn't perfect, like like off of the video that I learned off of, like it still worked in that moment. And I was like, okay, cool. But then apparently I didn't put enough heat to it. So I got to do
Mm.
another pass today with
Well, trial and error,
the flat
right?
iron.
Practice.
Well, yeah.
Trial and
Well,
error.
like what we tell our
Um,
clients, right? Fuck around, go find out.
yeah, do you I fuck around and find out. Do you remember I mean, okay, this is totally I mean, you guys all know how old we are. I'm 40 turning 45. What, Carmi, you're 42?
41.
41, turning 42.
41. Yeah.
And yeah, and gosh, I remember like back then, what was the brand name? Hot Tools was so popular, right? Do you remember that?
Hot
Hot
tools.
Tools?
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was so expensive. And I remember like at 16 or maybe even 17, 18, we literally used to put our head on a towel on the floor and use an iron to flatten our hair. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, we couldn't afford Hot Tools. Like, back then, they were $100 plus, right? We're talking 25 plus
That's
years
so
ago.
funny.
I know, literally, we're like, "Oh, don't touch the scalp." And
I can just imagine you and your sister where you're like, don't turn your head, don't turn your head, stop moving. Because you're like, the heat, the heat, the heat. Like, because you could
I
just feel the
know,
heat
I
like that.
know, you're literally ironing your hair.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah,
I
so
have the Hot Tools,
curling iron?
what is it? The curling iron.
I have
Yeah.
that too. I think I still
But I
have
was
it actually.
you're like, This is expensive." Well, I have, like, a really fairly I don't wanna say expensive, like, but I have a pretty nice flat iron. It's the Chi brand. That was
Mhm.
also very popular with us
Yeah,
growing up
chi, I
too.
remember that, yep.
I don't know what's cool now, but, like, this Chi one is, I mean, maybe as old as my oldest, so about to be 12 years old. But it's been running just fine, and of course, this moment I have to use it on her, it's,
It
like, not heating up because as soon as I plug it in, that sucker heats up, and I'm, like, sitting there touching it, and I'm like I got, like, my whole hand around it going, "What's this ain't right. This ain't right."
Of
Because
course.
normally you just put your finger on it and you're like,
Well, you know what's popular now is your $800 fucking Dyson air wraps and air dryers and air
"Oh,
frickin'
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no thank you. I mean,
Yeah."
gosh.
Well, I can't say shit because my husband bought my daughter the Rev Air, and that ain't expensive. Like, yeah. I can't talk shit about the people paying for Dysons. But you know what, though? I got
But
a
that is
mixed baby,
specific.
so
That's what I'm saying,
yes.
that's specific, right? So, I
Yes.
can see that.
Yeah,
Anyways,
oh,
while I,
yeah.
like, chew and, talk with my mouth open,
Yeah.
um, so guys, I was sitting at home yesterday and, anyways, I was at the ER last night, Carmie knows, because my son oh my god, I didn't even know this type of stomach virus existed, like, the joys of having children and finding out about all sorts of diseases, and,
Freaking just
I
cesspools of
know.
cooties
Fuck, this kid had,
like
like
little petri dishes.
this kid had, like, diarrhea for, like, a week, and I thought in the beginning, I thought, "Okay, it's virus related, whatever, it'll go away in a few days." It didn't, then it, came with, like, abdominal pain, excruciating, like, it hurts when he eats, and he's like I don't know if you guys ever I know this is
You're all, "Just
mean, but, like
eat, you'll be fine," as
I
his
know, like,
freaking
just
stomach
eat.
is turning on
He's
itself.
like
You're an
moaning,
asshole, Dale.
groaning,
You're
moaning,
you're
groaning
like,
in
"Stop
fetal
being
position.
dramatic."
Literally, he's, like, in fetal position, right? Moaning and groaning,
You're like, "You
and,
have to eat. You have to eat your smoothie. I don't care if you're doubled over in pain. Just drink
I'm
your
like
smoothie.
I
You need
fucking
your
paid
nutrients."
like, I fucking paid $8 for this at stupid Jugu juice or whatever booster juicy shit you guys buy, and I'm like,
Oh
"Drink
my
it."
god.
But no, I don't know if you guys ever do this, I always preface, I'm like, "I'm such a bad mom," but not really,
No,
but,
you're
like,
not.
you
No, you're
look
not.
at
You're
them
a
and they're
practical mom.
and they're sitting there and they're, like, flopping around like a fish out of water, and, like, I can't help but laugh.
I just I just started because I am you, you are me.
Like, I feel bad, but I'm, like, dying, like, "Okay, calm down, like, you're not dying, like, I get it, it's
Oh my god. I'm
Oh my
hollering. Okay, so
god.
I'm gonna make you feel so much better about you
Good,
because again,
please,
this is also
please.
just gonna reaffirm to the universe that like we are soulmates destined to be as one. So, okay, call me a bad mom, all right?
We
You know
gotta
how most
preface it.
moms would like cover up for their kids and be like, no, no, that's not
Yeah,
embarrassing. You're okay. You're okay.
yeah.
So we were at a store yesterday, Five Below, because I was my broke bestie's little chauffeur yesterday.
Yeah.
So that was really fucking fun. Um, we're at Five Below, and my oldest, is driving the cart. And she's gonna kill me if she hears me talking about this right now. She's driving the
Oh,
car, and like we're looking, and she keeps going. So her head's turned sideways, and she's driving the car. And then at the last second, she turns her head forward, and all I hear is bam.
oh, she crashed into someone.
No, she crashed into the fucking pole of the building.
Oh.
And I guess normal moms would be like, "You're okay. You're okay. Are you okay?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Are you for real?" I I yelled that out loud in the store. I said, "Are you so for real right now?"
You know when that
And
car
I'm cackling. I am cackling to the point where the people at the register, the employees are looking and they see
like,
me just about to pee my pants because I'm laughing so hard. And so they're laughing. And then she's like, "Oh my God." And then she's like laughing, but like also embarrassed, but not like mortified, embarrassed. But she was like, "I can't believe I did that." I'm like, "I can't believe you did that."
I know,
But
but
then,
it's
but then what she does, she goes to take the car, and instead of just like being quiet about it and
yeah.
like doubling over and like pulling at you in, like going into
Yeah.
a corner. She like goes through the center of the store. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. And I'm like, we all saw it.
That's right. That's right. That's the way you handle shit. Carmi, that reminds me of, where that shit comes from, right? It's how we were raised because remember, like, just like if you get your report card, it wasn't how many A's you got. Why do you have a B? Why do you have
Yeah.
a B? Right?
Why do you have an A minus? That's almost a
Yeah,
B.
or exactly what you did when something would happen. It was like, "What are you doing?" Instead of, "Are you okay?" I have to remind myself because again, emotional regulation and I have to remind myself in those situations to like first like literally that thought goes through my head. I'm like, "Ask him how he is first. Ask him how he is first." And then we'll address the action.
Well, because I knew the barrier between the cart and the pole, like so she was
Yeah.
fine. I'm like, if
Oh my
anything,
god.
you jostled yourself, you got shaken baby syndrome for a second, like you could. So I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
my aim. I couldn't help but cackle. Like I really couldn't help
Yeah,
but
of
cackle because I was like,
course.
are
It's
you
funny.
fucking sober for real right
Are
now?
you
Like
are
how do
are
you how do
are
you
you one of
miss
those
it?
are you one of those people because I tend when somebody falls, I laugh before like, "Oh my god, are you
No.
okay?" Sometimes, not all the time, not all the time, but it has
No,
happened, I'll
in
admit.
a moment or like not
Yes.
necessarily in real life, but like those memes and reels like where people put together like people's worst like wipeouts and falls. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm one of
But
those people going to hell
even
just
when you know
cackling.
someone, though, even when you know someone, like someone like sometimes
Oh
like it has
yeah,
happened where I've giggled before. I've been like, "Oh
yeah.
my
I'm like, what
god,
are you
oh
doing,
shit, that
fool?
was bad." Yeah. There they are with a
Like, did you
broken
forget?
ankle.
Like, did you forget you how to walk? Did you forget how to use your feet?
Oh my gosh. Okay, we are saying things out loud that I think everybody thinks. So you're welcome. Okay,
I know, right?
we will expose ourselves for the betterment of all of you.
To make you fuckers feel good about yourselves, we will expose our inner, deepest, darkest thoughts.
Oh my gosh. But anyways, okay, going back to the
That
whole
was good.
disease, it was so funny. We'll wrap this up because we've been like chit-chatting here, but my son was like, "It's the disease's fault. It's not my fault." Because we're leaving on vacation in 10 days. And I'm like, oh, she's like, shit, this could last 2 weeks. And I'm like, well, that, brings us to this
You're
date.
doing the
And
math. You're doing the math.
yeah.
I
And then
knew it.
I'm like, but I don't want to get sick. Like, I don't want this to spread. And it hasn't. Thankfully, it's been like 6 days. So, I'll be very diligent now. I'm like, you use that bathroom. We use that bathroom. Use paper towel to wash your hand, like, dry your hands and stuff.
Yeah.
I do not want that. I'm like, ooh. Anyway, so then he's like, he's thinking about that, right? And he's
Mhm.
like, oh, it's not my fault though, right? It's the disease. I'm like, yeah, it's a disease. Chill out. Like, you're good. Like, you're not. It can happen to anyone, right? But anyways, so we actually ended up
Oh
at
my god.
ER. Oh my gosh, Carmi, we were in and out in 3.5 hours. I have never experienced that. Usually it's like
That's
you're
good.
waiting for 4 to 5 hours, then you're inside and you're waiting for like 3, 4 hours, right? Or going through the whole
Oh,
process. So it's
I
usually
I
always been
I
like
don't
an
know.
8 hour. Oh, you don't know? Oh,
Well, because
okay.
my mom was like the head of the ER, so we
Oh,
never had
right,
to
right.
wait.
Oh, bitch, whatever. How about with your kids though? Have you ever been with your kids? Like, what's the system like there? Mm.
Mom, I'm coming to the
Oh,
ER.
oh yeah.
But now that she's
Ah,
retired, "Mom, call your
do
resources."
you
But
know
I mean,
anyone?
honestly, we
Yeah.
we really haven't had to go, knock on wood, haven't
Okay.
had to go to the ER because I'm like,
Oh.
"Y'all listen, it's my day off. I really don't want to go to my job on my day off."
Do you know
So it'd
what's
be
funny? No, 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 I totally get sorry to interrupt. I was actually
no.
telling someone, I'm like, it's so sad, and I'm sorry, like, I'm not gonna bring up, like, politics and shit, but just, like, how our healthcare system is and how yours is, like, it's so sad. I'm like, I was sitting there deliberating whether or not I wanted to go out of inconvenience and let my kids suffer for 2 days and see the doctor on Monday versus, "Okay, he's going through a lot of pain, so we should go."
Mhm.
But then on your end, it's like, there's people that are really struggling and are thinking, "Can I afford to go?" Versus,
Uh, I mean,
you
yes,
know,
but
like
no. Sorry, there's something in my
yeah,
eyeball. Yes, but no. So here's the
yeah.
thing. Okay, here's the thing about our system is we cannot turn away anybody in the medical system. So
Okay.
actually, people kind of use and abuse it.
Oh, they won't get
Um,
billed for it?
they will get billed for it, but it doesn't go to collections. They
Oh, it
just give that on
doesn't?
the bill, and then it ends up being the taxpayer's issue.
Oh,
So they
well,
just
which
tax
is,
us
I
more to
mean,
compensate for it.
Yeah,
because
but I
I've
mean, we
heard.
pay through our taxes. That's how the whole system works too, right? Like it's a kind of social. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yes, but it would
yeah,
just be
yeah,
better if it was all across the board. That's how it was. I mean, I really can't. I don't
right.
know. I'm in a
Anyways, yeah,
different
well,
unique
skip that.
situation where my job pays for my health insurance, but yes,
Right.
like so anybody actually that needs care can go seek the care. They'll get
Right.
billed, but as far as do they pay it or not,
Oh, okay.
and is
Okay,
there
well, at least people
repercussions for
get
paying
their
it or not?
yeah, but at least people get the care that they need. I think that's what I'm more
There's like a whole lot.
my
I can't
thinking
remember. There's a
was.
name for it. Like they like if it because like basically they have to give you at least enough care to get you stabilized.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, yeah. So that in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh gosh, like because I don't know your system there, right? But it's more like, okay, are people at least getting the basic needs, basic care? And so, I didn't realize that that was what it
Yeah, and
was,
there's a
right?
lot of
But
workarounds because I mean, and this will kind of go hand in hand with what we're going to talk about a little bit
yeah,
today.
let's get into
So
it.
I'm so terrible about what it is. So I think there's the one where it's like government assisted, if you qualify for it because of your income. I want to say it's Medicare. It's one of them. It's
Yeah,
basically where if you are low income, you can qualify for it, and it's basically the state pays for your healthcare.
right,
But there are people who underreport or don't report their income because either they get paid under the table or for whatever reason, or they're not married, so they only report the lowest income of one of the
right.
parents, and so they qualify for it. And so we see it all the time. Like they come in, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's just what I see. It's my
Okay.
truth, what I observe. People on
Hmm.
the government assisted healthcare programs, but yet have the latest iPhones, name brand shit, the most expensive purses and stuff like that. And we're like, hmm,
Yeah, I think that kind of yeah, that I don't know. I know, but it's like that's just a thought that crosses your mind. But at the end of the day, like someone's well-being, healthcare, well-being is what it is, and outside of that, whatever, right? Like
yeah,
I,
yeah,
yeah,
to each his own.
yeah, to each their own. And like yeah, and that's a great segue into what we're going to talk about today. So like along those lines. So I don't know, take it. Let's start
Okay,
because we've been chit
all right,
chatting for like 15 minutes.
fuck it,
I know,
deal with
fuck
it.
it. Let's just talk today.
All right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Cycle, redefining weight loss, health, and mom life. And today we are going to be talking about kind of a hodgepodge of things that kind of goes all together hand in hand. A popular thing that coaches gripe and groan about is the fact that when we are trying to sign clients or or air quotes convince you to sign for
Yeah.
coaching. A lot of what people will state is money as their barrier of entry for coaching, not being able to afford it. And I think that Dal and I stand united in this where we can't shit on somebody for stating money as a reason why they can't do coaching or that they can't afford coaching because it's more deep than
Mhm.
just the money.
Yeah.
Um, and what we run into a lot is coaches shitting on it saying, well, you have your hair done, you have your nails done, you have the expensive car, the name brand things, but yet you cite finances as the reason why you can't afford coaching. But it clearly seems or appears that you can. But that's exactly it. It appears as though you can,
Mhm.
but you have no fucking idea what's going on behind closed doors. So let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, I think we were privy to a discussion, like a group
Mhm.
call, and we were just yeah, we came out of that thinking like, because you and I have both been in that place where we were getting our nails done or we got our hair done or whatever the case may be, but we weren't focusing on our health. And too often I feel and you feel, like you just mentioned, that it is deeper. And sometimes those things actually make us feel good in the moment. And
Mhm.
it may be fleeting, that feeling. However, depending on your circumstances, and I can maybe, refer to my own personal experience a little bit here. Um, but depending on what we're going through and what's going on in our life, I know for me, it was kind of like, well, I did feel good in the moment. And maybe because I felt like shit just overall with everything. And even though we know that we're not happy happy in air quotes or content or whatever the case may be because of our circumstances or the way we look, the way we feel, like all of that. Maybe just this kind of glimmer of something, it makes us feel good in the moment, regardless of how long it lasts. And I remember getting my nails done often, and I hated my now I don't mind getting my nails done, I can keep them on, but I remember I didn't even like having acrylic nails, like, I would after a couple weeks, I just wanted to, like, pick them off, take them off. But getting them done in the moment and admiring my hands and whatever, like, it just felt good.
Mhm.
So does that mean that I did or didn't have the financial means to, invest in my health, so a gym or, a coach or whatever the case may be? No. Yes and no. Yes, you can. I know what you're asking.
Hi,
Yes.
brownie.
He didn't even have to say it. I know exactly what he was gonna say. He wants a treat because he finished his shake, so, um anyways, and, I totally lost my train of thought, but no, okay, so going back to yeah, I so whether or not I had the financial means or not, it may appear, like you said, as if I did because I'm getting my nails done, I'm getting my hair done, I'm putting money in these other areas of my life, my vehicle, my house. There was a time where and I'm gonna jump from different decades of my life, but there was a time where I would, purchase it was shopping, right? It was shopping. I would put my money into shopping. And it was like, okay, uh I needed to have this outfit, but then I needed to also have this purse to match it. Or if there was like a sale going on, oh, I better get like two or three things, right? It was all it was all deeper. It was all just numbing what, I didn't wanna face, I didn't want to address, um, in the moment, and maybe at the time, there were earlier in my life, I didn't really even know what it was that I was running from. But obviously I was running from something. And so when I hear that, and you and I have discussed this, when we hear that, oh, well, you can afford this, so why can't you do this? It's more fear based and shame based.
Mhm,
And that's not to say that fear based messaging isn't relevant or important. It depends on what it is and how it comes across, right? Like,
mhm.
I posted something today and it was just or I posted about it before about like the cost of not doing something or the cost of what's happening in the current moment as far as like your health is concerned. But that's not to convince you. My messaging isn't to say, "Hey, you're going to fucking die if you don't change this
It's
shit."
to
Like
raise
things
awareness,
it's
and
just
also
to
you
raise
speaking from your own personal experience, though, too.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, but it's all about the tone and the message,
Mhm.
so the type of messaging we see, it doesn't matter what it is, I feel like, and I know you do too, like, the tone behind it can have an incredible impact on whether or not, someone reading it, that it's that day for them that they decide to make that change, because at the end of the day, no matter what, and this is based on my experience, no one could convince me to change. No one could influence me to change, force me to change, not even some of the health indicators, had I had them at that moment, could have, nudged me to change at that point. Like, I had to choose to change. That's it. Like,
Right,
there
but
had to
that's
be a
just
little bit of
it.
yeah. Yeah, so go ahead. Yeah.
Well, that's
Let's
just
riff on
it.
that.
We've talked about this before, and even the post that I posted this previous week about it. We can't convince people to take care of
Mhm.
themselves because honestly, that's not enough. That drive and that motivating factor has to literally come from that person. Just like you and I
Within.
both, like we knew what we needed to do. We knew we
Mhm.
needed to take care of ourselves, but we just weren't ready yet. And that's a
Mhm.
personal choice that you have to make for yourself. Me as a
Yeah.
coach, I can give you all the statistics, I can give you all the facts, but if you just are not ready, if you're not in the mental space to do it, you're not going to pull the trigger. And then so for
Yeah.
us as coaches to not be empathetic enough to understand that they're probably, especially for women, and I'm only going to speak for women because I'm not in the mind
Yeah.
of a man. that shit goes deep. There's a lot of fucking things there. And
Yeah.
so I think we've talked about this too, just in a private conversation, that a lot of those things, the nails, the labels and designer things, that it's masks. It's masks to
Yeah.
give you that appearance or that instant gratification of whatever it is that you need in that moment to make you feel better because
Yeah.
you feel like shit. But, okay, let me get my nails done and let me get a compliment from somebody about how pretty my nails are, because then they're not worried about my fat hanging over, or they're not worried about, my cellulite. Let me
Mhm.
have this designer bag because, that was me. Let me get things that draw attention and focus
Tension.
away from my
Yes.
insecurities. So it
Yes.
draws focus to those things because we as a society, notice those things. Oh, your hair looks great. Did you change it? Oh, your
Yeah.
nails look fabulous. Like, what did you do with it? Oh my
Mhm.
God, you got the latest like Birkin bag. How did you get that? Oh my God, look at your shoes. You've got the Louis. Wow. Okay.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's all a mechanism to mask what's really happening. And the fact that you as a coach can't understand that, like that's a problem. It really is a
Yeah.
problem.
Well, that's the work though, like, and okay, like, okay, again, we're not shitting on anyone or any
No.
coaches or anything. This is our experience, and this is based on not just our personal experience having gone through all of this, but also our personal and professional experience as coaches, right? And it's like, as coaches, like, how do you even get to that level? I was reading a post today, actually, like, to that deeper level if you yourself haven't experienced that, or at least something that we practice in Jeb's mentorship. And this is an exercise that, he has us do is like, step into the shoes of that person, like be
Mhm.
that actor, right? Like act it out, figure out what is this person going through? What does their life look like? What could they be dealing with? Like, but be open to that, not just so stuck in your ways and so biased in where you're at. And then also maybe, um, we find this too, and I know you and I do. Like, we see this, like, you get caught up in other coaches' messaging and the way that their
Mhm.
tone is and the way that they come across. And maybe you feel like the need that you have to also mimic that
Because you're
because, "Oh,
watching
look."
the attention that they're getting, and you're like, "Ooh, maybe
Yeah,
that's how I need to make my messaging come across," instead of
exactly,
sounding
right?
authentic in your own voice.
Yeah, and so, it's another thing, like, sorry, 1 second. What's up? I said yes. Isn't that why you came up? Um,
Your face.
I said yes.
You're like you had to think about it. You're like, "I said yes, right?"
Remember? See, I told you I speak with my face.
Fix your face,
There it
bitch.
is, classic. I know. Put that face away, bitch. Oh my gosh, what was I saying? But yes, putting yourself in other people's shoes. But I totally lost my train of thought. This is what happens,
No, that's okay,
and
but
I was
because, like
going somewhere good.
it's okay. But
Yeah,
here's the thing, so maybe this'll maybe
yeah.
click something back in. So I don't know, maybe because as of my life experiences, everything that I've gone through, I'm able to, I guess, put myself in somebody else's position, like, not
Right,
identically, but maybe, like, be able to empathize. Because I haven't always been financially stable,
right.
but I've always given the appearance that I was financially stable.
Yeah.
So, for somebody to say, "Well, you bought a BMW, you have a BMW, you should be able to afford coaching." But
Mm,
you as the coach or trying to get them to sign as a client, how do you know?
how
Is
they
this a very close friend of yours, or is this a complete stranger that just reached out to you on Instagram? Because you
mm,
don't know their day to day. Like,
yeah,
what if, because I've seen it happen where I've seen people go buy the BMW because they wanted it as a status symbol,
yeah,
but yet they
yeah,
struggled to make that fucking payment and it ended up getting taken away and repossessed within a year. So
right,
how do you know that just because they have the BMW, they can afford coaching? Maybe they're doing that because they feel like shit. They've felt like shit their whole entire life and they're rolling with a crew that doesn't accept them for them. And so they bought the fucking car that they can't afford, but they just want to be able to fit in. Because in this
Right.
society, that's all we really want is to be able to fit in. But
Right.
unfortunately, if you don't do that inner work inside of you to know who you are, to find your actual people, you will always be chasing something that's masking what's really going on.
Yeah, I like okay, so that brought that thought back to me. It was like, even for me, like I've worn many different bodysuits. I always say that because I've been 20 pounds heavier, 40 pounds, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. Okay. Like we've been there. So I've worn many bodysuits and I've worn many masks, right? I've pretty much masked most of my life.
Mhm.
Fat people know they're fat. Like, we're literally wearing it. We know that. Other things you can hide, right? But, like,
Mhm.
we know that already, you don't have to bring that to our attention, like, hello. Um, but, now having done the work, understanding where I was, what that felt like for me, where I'm at now, the way that I approach just most like, in my life, when I see people, I really think about, "Fuck, I wonder what they're going through." Like, especially even
Mhm.
someone that's heavier, I'm like, "I wonder what's going on in their life."
Yeah.
There's or even driving, like, I see the impact of doing the work and slowly healing, like how that's just in everyday life situations, driving, road rage, maybe someone cuts me off. Like, who knows what's happening, right? Obviously, that's not to say to excuse every behavior. Like, there's a time and place and whatever. But most of the time, I always try to come back to like, fuck, like what's going on in their life that they're projecting? What's going on in their life
Mhm.
that they're masking, right? Like you said,
Mhm.
like the nails, the hair, the purse, the car, whatever it is. And that really brings you back to, I don't know, just like groundedness, right?
Mhm.
Like a
Yeah.
level of compassion that you may not have had, but it really reflects in your reactions and how you see the world and how you see people. Um, and it's really like something that, I always say it's like lead with compassion and kindness.
Yeah.
Um, because that's what wins. That's what
Yeah.
helps people. That's what transforms people. Not like, "Oh, what the fuck? You can afford this and that, but you can't do this. You can't,
Yeah.
And this is not to excuse, um, not doing the thing. This is to say that this person might not be self-aware yet,
Mhm.
may not be seeing it from that perspective. It's not to take any autonomy away or personal responsibility and accountability because that is what it takes to initiate change, right? To even
But
start
even
the
going off
process.
of that, yeah, but even going
Yeah,
off of that, so let's even go a little bit deeper on that. Let's even
yeah,
talk about you and me, okay? And how many times we've tried to take care of our health and wellness, try
mhm,
to get to where we are today, and we have failed because we
mhm.
didn't know. We didn't know what we didn't know. So we done all this bullshit stuff, invested so much money into it. A lot
Mhm,
of these women, again, I'm going to only speak for women because
mhm,
I'm speaking from my own personal experience. You consider, you tilt your head, you ponder, do I pull the trigger on this? Do I spend the money? Do I make the investment? But then that little voice inside your head, that nagging voice is, why would you, Carmi? Why would you spend the money? You have failed so many times at this.
mm.
Why will this time be different?
That can be the case too, yeah,
Because that
yeah,
can be a case because I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. When I joined and jumped into Beachbody, I was like, I don't know if this is going to work, but I got a wedding to prepare for, so I gotta make this work.
mhm,
Now, I'm just
mhm,
fortunate that once I started it, it was the catalyst for me to
right,
push myself to learn more and become educated, which brought me here today. But I had to take the leap of faith. I had to
right,
make the investment, but I didn't know if it was actually going to work. So that's the other like caveat to this when you're talking to these women, trying to quote unquote convince them that coaching is a thing. Yes, we need to make them understand it's an investment, but you also have to understand a lot of them probably have PTSD from all the
mhm,
fucking bullshit that they've tried in the past. But then again, it's probably the freaking crazy ass weird diets where they're like, okay, it worked till it didn't. And it's honestly all you can do is show them that, get them in your ecosystem, show them that your lifestyle is what's gotten you to where you are. And then
yeah,
hope that at some point it clicks. Okay.
right,
And then they
right.
make the investment. You can't force them right off the cuff to make the investment, especially if that's what it is.
But then you'll get the women, or you'll get the
Mhm,
people that sign up because of that messaging, because that's all they've known, and it's tapping into their fears and their
mhm,
insecurities, and so you're leveraging, maybe not intentionally, I'm not saying that you're intentionally, but you are leveraging their pain points, which is what we hear, but, and then you bring them into your system, and then you wonder, when you reduce everything to numbers, why they fail, and so that not only
mhm.
reinforces their narrative, it reinforces your narrative that they're failing, because when you reduce everything down to numbers and systems, well, it's not always that. Do numbers and systems complement the process of going deeper and figuring out, like, with your client, and establishing that trust relationship, and getting your client to eventually, have self leadership and self trust? Yes, it complements it. But when it's
Mhm.
just one and not the other, that doesn't work for either party,
Yep. Yeah,
right? Like, it
exactly.
it
Yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't, and we know that. Like, I was saying, I had, just in the last week and a half, I had, like, 3 of my clients break down.
Oh, yeah.
Emotionally break down, and they have been with me for well over a year, and because we've established that, and you and I spoke about this, but because we've established that relationship, and my clients are month to month, so it's not like I have
Mhm.
them tied down to a contract or anything,
Yeah,
right?
I'm the same way.
Yeah, and so you build that trust with them. You are the safe place that they can land, and if they need to talk about something, or if something deeper is the root cause of why they're not able to move forward, then they can discuss that with you, right?
Yeah.
But we have to see that that is a barrier, and if we're not looking at that as coaches, as a part of the equation to all of this, then you are missing out on a shit ton of good that you can do for people out
Mhm.
there. Like, what type of long lasting change you can help guide your clients
Yeah.
to,
Well,
right?
I
Like,
mean, I'm gonna also probably, maybe I'm gonna sound like an asshole, but those
yeah,
those type of coaches who actually don't emphasize that piece of the puzzle, which is the inner work stuff, and understand and being able to understand that there's probably more deep stuff going on, are probably going to be the ones that don't have their clients staying for a long time.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I mean, we talked about this. Like, I have a very small roster, and I'm okay with that
yeah,
because my time is limited, and this is really like a passion project of mine. Like, I want to work with people who are really ready to
mm,
change and really like, I'm not like, let's not date. I'm not the day one. Like, you've been watching me for
yeah,
a long time. Like, you know what I'm about. Like, you're ready to work.
right.
Okay, cool. But I also have my clients have been with me for over a year. So my retention
There you
is
go. Same thing.
fine. Like,
Yeah.
I may not be bringing in a whole bunch of volume, but my retention is, I mean, okay, cool. And I'm
Can
good with
we
that.
Yeah, no, 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 I agree, and I'm with you there, but I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate here, because I wanna touch on something you said, and I know you don't like, I know exactly what you're saying. Like, you're saying the people that have been sitting on the fence, they know what you're about, your
Mhm,
content, you are about all of the work. And so, yes, does there need to be a little, like, a level of readiness for sure, even if it's just this tiny amount, right?
mhm,
Um, but I'm gonna switch to the other type of messaging that you hear, and it's like, coaches, again, not hating, this is your marketing, this is the way that you feel cool, right? But this is not how I like to do things, and I know you don't either. But when it's like, well, this is the type of client I'm going to take, you better be this, and that is who I'll work with.
oh,
And
yeah, yeah,
it's,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you're completely negating the fact that, like, you're excluding an entire demographic, like, huge population of women. We're going to speak women, that you're basically saying, well, you're not disciplined, you're not willing to do the work,
Mhm,
you're not willing to change, like, you don't want to make the changes, and, like, you're basically, what's that word I'm looking to, like, it's what are
It's
you
very rigid,
doing?
like, you it's a
Yeah,
very,
very
like,
rigid.
it's like a checkbox of people, which yeah, I get what you're saying because 'cause you're like, "If you don't wanna do it this way, then you" like, because I've seen that
You're
messaging
not
where it's like,
capable, you're
you're
not
only"
worth it,
yeah,
right? This
if
because
you're not
this
willing to
yeah.
track your macros, then no, you're not a client of mine. If you're not willing to do this, then no, you can't be a client of mine. Where I'm more of like, I'm not going to sit there and cold message people to try to convince you. That's what I mean. Like, and you know that that's
Yeah,
what I mean because we've had
exactly.
a conversation about that.
That's mean,
I'm,
but that's what I mean. Like I
I'm,
know exactly what you're
yeah,
saying because yeah.
I'm one of those like when you're ready, my door is open. Come hither.
Yes,
Whereas, like, I'm
yes.
not going to reach out to you like, "Hey, are you ready for coaching?" Because those people are not ready for coaching. Like, I'm not going to spend my precious moments cold DMing people saying, "Hi, it's me again. Are you ready for coaching?" Because I know you're still pondering about it. And if I still have yet to convince you through my messaging on my Instagram, you're not ready. Because I'm giving
Mhm.
plenty of education and knowledge on my Instagram page. Like, I've gone as far as even like having a call with somebody, giving them a baseline because they're like, I really can't afford coaching. Okay. I'm not going to ask any more than that.
Yeah.
But let's get you a solid foundation of a starting point to get you going somewhere, to get a little bit of air underneath you so
Mhm.
you can feel good about yourself. So that way, maybe you can establish something that works for you. And then if the time comes where you're ready for coaching, I got you. But at least you're not
Yeah.
coming to me at zero, ground level. I've helped you for free. Start
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, 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 for sure. And like it's okay. I mean, as a coach, if that's your process, like we're not hating on it. We're just kind of looking at it from our lens and how that doesn't vibe with
Because that's
us, right?
assuming that everybody is the same. And you and I both know that everything is unique and individualized. Like things can be
Yeah.
similar from coach or from client to client, but everything is going to be individually based. And so
Yeah.
we've talked about it before, like for a coach. Now I get it. Okay. If you're streamlining it for you, for your business to make it make sense for you, cool. By all
Cool.
means,
Cool.
respect. Okay. I'll dab
Yeah.
you up, respect. That's just not how I operate because I am the type of coach, you are the type of coach where I want you in my ecosystem. I want you to see that change. I want you to experience it because I'm on the other side of it. I've experienced both sides. Now
Mhm.
I'm here. I want you here with me also. I'm going to meet you where you're at. You're not ready to weigh and measure. Okay. Are we willing to do the plate method? Okay. Are we willing
Yeah.
to, okay, volume sucks, volume measure, but it's still something. Are
Like
you willing
meet
to
them where
use
they're
cups?
at.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of coach lack. Now, again,
Yeah.
it's not to shit on you. I get it. Okay. If that's your system, that's your system. So be it. If it works for you and it brings you income, awesome. But again, like you said, it is limiting the amount of people that you can help. And
Yes,
it's
and
also, but
that's
it also might be that you just lack that skill of being able to be flexible and adapt. And it just, I don't know.
and you have
Maybe
one
that's
foot
also
like
what it is.
yeah, it's a conversation I had, it was like maybe that person has these coaches have one foot in, one foot out, and they just don't know, right? And they don't know
Yeah.
or can't or don't want to, whatever the case may be, invest the time and, maybe they understand the importance of it, the work,
Hmm.
the real work, and they just don't wanna pull the trigger. I don't know, but, like, what is essentially happening, and this is the word that I was looking for, is that you are, alienating
Oh,
an
yeah.
entire
Yeah.
group, like a population of people that could really benefit from that type of coaching.
Hmm.
And I don't want to even like, and this is my personal bias, and I'm just going to bring it back to like that type of coaching, meaning like all coaching should have this as a part of, it should be a part of the work.
Hmm.
We talked last time with Kelsey about like, surface level, like the pause. Yeah, it works, but it's also surface level. It can
Hmm.
be, right? Unless we kind of dig a little bit deeper for a lot of people, right? Like, well,
Hmm.
what was happening? What was going on? But where does that stem from? What part of you is coming up? So there's lots
Yeah.
going on there.
Because I like
And
the 10
this,
minute pause, but not just pause. Like pause and get your phone out and pull out your notes or grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down. Like I like to tell
yeah.
them to like basically what do I call it? Just word vomit. Just throw
Hmm.
shit out there and see what happens.
And
Like
let's work
whatever
through
you're
it,
feeling in that
right?
moment, and it's like,
Yeah.
are you mad? Are you sad? Like, what are you feeling in that moment? Because there might be something that's like under there that you're not willing to, like, you're hiding it, but like it's there. But like,
Right.
let's just word vomit it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, psychology is huge
Uh-huh.
with this, with nutrition, weight
Now I
loss,
know
and
there's
it's
gonna
like the
also
next front
be
it's an yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
no, well, I also know that there's gonna be some people who listen to this and be like, "But that's out of your scope of practice." No, we're still working within our scope of practice,
No, yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
we
you can't
we
use
don't
as
deal
an
with
excuse. Yeah,
yeah.
but it's just if we identify certain things that are going a little bit more deeply that's requiring a professional, no, we absolutely outsource to professionals, but we also, because of our own personal experiences, also can see, identify that there's
Mhm.
something more deeply, and we can point that out. We can give a
Yeah,
strong nudge to make the phone call.
yeah, and, just, like, I'm gonna reflect on something, it was, old me, because this kinda all ties together. Old me would buy it was all about purchasing, it was all about not keeping up with the Joneses necessarily, but again, showing that, like, I thought that showing that I had money, that I was well off,
Mhm.
that I was buying expensive paintings, that I had expensive things, jewelry, you name it, like, I thought that that was what was gonna bring me, quote, unquote, "happiness," right? I was gonna be happy at the end of it, and my weight was always up and down throughout that. And because of the work that I've done, because of having gone through this journey, because of the continuous healing, which sometimes I will put a pause on because it can be a lot. Um,
You're
but
like, "I'm drained." I mean, that's fair though. It is
right?
draining.
But there's always awareness, openness to different perspectives, wanting to learn, like this just constant desire to want to learn and learn from others. I'm at a place in my life where now it's like none of those things matter. I don't really give a shit. Like I could
Mhm.
be living in a one bedroom apartment and I will be perfectly happy. And we've touched on this before. Like our
Yeah.
vehicles are old. Like my vehicle's old. I don't do I like nice things? Yeah, but do I try to find them on fucking sale and go to like places like Marshalls? Yes. I rarely spend full price on anything. But I realize now because that sense of happiness comes from within, that confidence
Mhm.
comes from within. Now, when I get my nails done, I get them did, my hair did, my nails did because I want to, right? Like,
It's an
yes, it
accessory, it's no
makes
longer a mask.
exactly. I love that. Yes, it makes me feel good. It accessorizes the showpiece.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I mean, yes, it
Yeah.
accentuates what's
Yes.
already there,
Right, right,
but it's
and,
true.
yeah, and so now, yes, I can sit back and understand, where I was and where I'm at, and that just takes time and the willingness, to want to sit through and work through the discomfort, and the fear of what's on the other side, and
Mhm.
listen, like, what's on the other side can't be worse than where you're at,
That part.
right?
Yeah, I would 'cause
Yeah.
we've said it, like, what do you
Mic
have to
drop.
lose? But I would also argue that those coaches who are so rigid with the type of clients they want are probably going to be, and maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but whatever, I'll say it, are
Yeah, yeah,
probably
yeah.
just those coaches who are looking for the outer transformations so they can use
Right,
that as their, like, marketing, like, "I got this client, this
right.
and this and this." Because you and I mean, we don't really post our clients' transformations because our
No.
clients are having more inner transformations, mindset
Yeah.
transformations than they are having, like, physical transformations because the physical transformations are happening, but they're happening in tandem with everything
That
else.
yeah, it's from the inside out, right? Like
And for
I
us, we're more proud of that because we're a whole generation of people who have tucked in our feelings, ignored our feelings, and are now waking up and realizing like that matters. And if we tap into that, then we can tap into the outer stuff because really the outer shit, the outer transformation is easy. It's the inner
mhm.
transformation that's fucking hard. And so that's where
Yeah,
I think you and I pride ourselves in understanding that's the type of coach we are. Like we'll
right.
get you the outer transformation, but we're also
You'll
going
get
to
it
be working
yourself.
yeah, but we're also going to be working in tandem
Eventually,
on that inner one. Yeah,
yeah, once you
because that's what
do like
happened with
all of the work.
us.
Yeah, yeah, now when we go Carmi and I when we go into any fat loss phase, is it hard physically? Mentally, can it be exhausting? For sure, but is it easy for us? Yes, because we have our systems in place, because
Mhm.
we know the foods that we like, we have repeatable meals, we know how to meal prep, we've developed the skills, we have the tools. That took years. Like when I talk about my freezer system and how I cook in bulk or I batch cook and then I freeze in like 1 cup portions and then I vacuum seal those and I am good for months, months and months, and I have food and meals in my freezer at my disposal when I need them because we all know as busy parents, because I mean, I don't even know why I preface it with busy because if you're a fucking parent, you're busy.
You're busy.
But
Even when
just,
you don't think you're gonna be busy, you're somehow busy.
yes, like yesterday for me, but like you lead these lives and you find yourself in situations where it's easier to go get takeout or get whatever drive through than to, you know, sit there and figure out what you're going to make or say, oh, fuck, I don't have the groceries. I didn't order groceries. I didn't meal prep. I didn't
Mhm,
ingredient prep. So you do turn to that. Then you don't need to. And I don't need to. Do I still? Yeah. Did I grab a cheeseburger for my kid on the way home yesterday? Yeah. It was late and that's all he felt like eating. Cool. Right. But like, do I have those things at my disposal? Yes. Because we have built those systems for us. We found
mhm.
a way that works for us. Again, going back to what I was saying before, though, systems alone will break down, if you don't have this other part of the equation that you've been
Yeah.
working on
Yeah,
in
no, it's
place,
true.
right? Like
You can have the
they go
most
hand in
flawless
hand.
system, but if you don't know how to pivot and be flexible and know how to meet yourself where you're at in that moment or that season, shit's gonna crumble.
Yeah. And it might not crumble to the point where like you're, back to square one zero, but you will find yourself in situations far more often where
Mhm,
even those systems seem like shit. They're not working, even though they
mhm.
are. They're just not working in the moment because, again, we haven't sat down or we haven't done the inside work, which is emotional regulation, nervous system regulation.
What? What?
Yeah, it all comes down to that. Like I read a meme, and I'm going to butcher it, but it was like, it's not about the cars or what you have. What's valuable here is having learned how to regulate your nervous
I
system.
mean, it's true though.
That's what
It's
is
true.
right,
It's
right?
true. It's true
So
because honestly, the old me, so there was a guy, I don't know what his deal was because you just made me think of it when you were talking about it
yeah.
earlier. Road raging, like try to run me off. Like, so we're at a stop sign, there's 2 lanes, and then the lane I'm in merges over. So I was
Mhm.
going to let him go first. And then for whatever reason, I pissed him
Right.
off somehow, or he's having a bad day and he wasn't going to let me merge over. And so he decided to take up both lanes to try to put me into the dirt road. And all I did
Mm.
was this.
Yeah, yeah,
But the old me, because I'm like, that's a you thing, not a me thing. Like,
right.
whatever. Like, I like my car. I'll move. You go have your little
Yeah.
like, go prove that you have a big wiener all by yourself in your car. You good. I'm gonna
Push
just
pop
be
energy.
absolute push pop energy. Absolute. And if you guys don't know what that
I
uh,
just learned about
uh,
it.
SDE, look it up. SDE, push pop.
Oh my
But like
god.
the old me would have been like, okay, let's fight. Let's go. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Where I'm just like, you
Yeah,
know what? It's the end of the day. It's Friday.
yeah,
I got shit to do. And you're not one of those things that I want to deal with right now because it's already
yeah.
been a week. Like, you go have your little, shit fit in your car all by yourself.
Oh, you cut
All
out there,
because,
Carmi.
huh?
I can't
Oh, I
hear
cut
you.
out. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, weird. All right,
Can
well,
you hear me
I
now?
can't hear Carmi, so I don't know what is going on here. We're just gonna end it here. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and she's like sitting there making faces right now. So, we will. Oh my god. Okay, anyways, like, save, comment, share this episode, and we will see you next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know we, blabbed a lot, which we love, and this is what we're about. So, see you next week. Bye.